What's up, everybody, and welcome to Around the Monitor for the week of December 18th, the final episode of Around the Monitor for the year 2020. May she rest in peace. Joining us again, we've got the world's #1 Psychonauts fan, David.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Woo! We've got the Ace Attorney, Pridge.
Skip.
We've got Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, Chris.
God bless us, everyone.
And last but not least, we've got the hockey sticks and sickle herself, Elise.
Sipping on a frozen lemonade.
We've got a lot of gaming news to talk through. In case this is your first time watching the show for some reason, what we do here, we talk through the week's news in gaming. They duke it out. Whoever has the most points at the end of the show wins. If you're watching live, which you can do on twitch.tv/KingKaiser every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can vote along to influence the scores and give people points or take away points if you don't like them. That's usually how the show works. But we always start the show with a trivia question to determine the order. And folks, you might have heard about this new up-and-coming video game executive. Huge, gonna be massively famous and influential. I'm of course talking about Vin Diesel. Known for great video games like Arc 2.
I know what he's gonna ask.
My question is, what is Vin Diesel's net worth?
Oh, no, I thought you were gonna ask. I thought you were gonna ask how much money have the Fast and the Furious movies grossed.
I thought about that, but I was worried Elise might actually know the answer.
I should have asked how many movies has Vin Diesel been in, because it's probably like fucking 170.
It's a lot, yeah.
He's been in so many movies.
And so much shit.
What are people worth? I don't even.
I'm just gonna steal Dan's answer in the chat and say 100 million. Thanks, Dan. I'm repping you this episode, bud.
I'm gonna go for 115 mil.
115.
Is it?
I'll say 75 million.
75.
120 million.
Oh, the
Wow,
absolute
close.
bastard.
I can't wait for it to be like 506 million and we're all
There's
just
no
so far
way.
away.
It is 225.
Damn, okay, I was gonna say 220 and then everyone lowballed it and I was like, ooh.
According to Celebrity Net Worth.
Hold on. How much is Dwayne the Rock Johnson worth?
The Rock is only worth 320 million. I actually assume he'd be at least
So
half a billion.
you're telling me that Vin Diesel is worth 2/3 of Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Kind of
As I-
checks out.
As I said it, yeah. I don't know who I'm buying Vin Diesel off of. I think I'm getting a pretty good price.
Oh, 2/3 of a rock? Nah.
If you can't afford The Rock, then you can go for Vin Diesel on a budget.
Yeah. To be fair, if you're a Hollywood executive, that's probably something you would say.
I was gonna say that actually sounds like,
Yeah.
we can't afford Vin Diesel. We can't afford the Rocks. We'll just grab Vin Diesel.
We can't afford The Rock. We can't afford Dave Bautista, so we'll just grab Vin Diesel instead.
There's no way that Dave Bautista is worth more.
I was gonna say,
Vin
Dave Bautista's
Diesel?
not worth more than.
He might be right now.
Oh, Dave Bautista's only 16 million, so
I was
get the
gonna say,
fuck
he's not
out
worth-
of here.
He hasn't actually been in that many movies.
We can just buy Dave Bautista.
Get Dave Bautista on the show.
He costs like what is that? A 30th of what fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson costs? It's a steal.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the topics for this week's show. We've got Doug Bowser says that Nintendo is not focusing on a Switch Pro. Instead, they'd rather make their billions off of the Switches that they already have in the wild. Indie horror game Devotion was going to come to GOG this week, and then it was instantly deconfirmed by CDPR, or I guess GOG themselves, after they received, quote, messages from gamers. Xbox set up a...
Something we all fear.
Right. Xbox set up a Space Jam Game Jam to help design a new video game based on the Space Jam IP. Nintendo had a Indie World showcase announcing Among Us coming to Switch, as well as many other games. Netflix tweeted out about the Sonic animated series that nobody knew about or asked for, but then they immediately removed the tweet. Nothing has been said since. After a month's
Year of
release,
Sonic.
yeah, here we are, December 2020. After a month's release, Ubisoft has added a XP booster microtransaction to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Already the king of sports games, now EA is going to become the king of racing games after purchasing Codemasters. The Game Awards broke world records with 83 million live streams. But how was the show? Well, we all watched it, but we can sum this up in 2 minutes, somebody. Vin Diesel, the hot video game executive worth $225 million,
As we all know.
is behind that terrible-looking Ark game. Spotify is now part of the Epic Game Store. Why, you might ask? We'll try to answer that. And then I've got the CDPR Power Hour, 2 topics at the bottom. CDPR promised refunds for the game that it turns out they couldn't actually deliver because both Sony and Xbox get the final say on that. And CDPR also changed their developer bonus plan when it was revealed that the game didn't get a 90 on Metacritic, so that their developers would actually get their bonuses after literally working themselves to the bone. Shoot, what was the order? I completely forget. We didn't even talk about it.
I think it's me, Elise, Chris Princh.
All right.
Sounds about right.
A nice clockwise order. David, what would you like to talk about for the first topic of the show?
Memes or dreams? That's the real question.
It's always
Dreams have hit the hit video game for the PlayStation.
oh man, rip dreams.
It's never that one.
Rip Media Molecule.
You know what? We talked a bunch about it. Vin fucking Diesel. Let's go.
Going, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Tell us about Vinny D.
See, during the Game Awards, there was this trailer. It was for a weird fucking prehistoric game. Everyone was confused, basically, for the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't look great. It was stuttering. The frame rate was horrible. Horrible thing. But the best part of it, Vin motherfucking Diesel's like the main character in the trailer. And shocking everyone, the game was Ark 2.
Yep, did not see that one coming.
No one saw it coming. And
well known for its story, that game.
Right.
well known for its story. They're really going hard on the story with the weird orky gobbo looking people getting eaten by a T-Rex. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The real story here is Vin Diesel. No one gives a shit about Ark 2. Vin Diesel is not only starring in this game, he's an executive producer on the game, and the best title I've ever heard, he is joining Studio Wildcard as president of Creative Convergence.
Now, David, you're the only one that has like some experience in actual game development here. Can you explain what a executive producer of Creative Convergence does in a project?
No, because it's a bullshit title. It doesn't mean anything. Oh my god. No, so he is an executive producer and president of Creative Convergence.
Oh, sorry. I messed up the
He's
title.
stuck with the man's name.
He has 3 titles in this game. Whatever that character's name is, probably Vin. And
God, I bet it is too. I bet it fucking is Vin.
And not only that, because Vin Diesel apparently plays a fuckload of Ark, which I did not know. That is how this whole thing started. He has played like over 1,000 hours of Ark.
What?
Fucking loves this game. Yes. When he's not playing
Wow.
D&D or shooting movies, he's playing Ark.
God damn it.
Riddick himself is also going to be joining the Ark animated series.
Which has a lot of voice acting talent behind it.
Like a
Which
ton of talent, period.
It
Mhm.
has
Yeah.
a lot of talent behind it and Vin Diesel. So like
Damn, fucking
gonna be
savage.
honestly, it's probably going to be better than Ark 2 based on the trailer. So
Yeah,
maybe
the trailer.
skip the game, watch the cartoon, and enjoy Vin doing Vin things.
Hashtag just Vin things.
Maybe
Uh,
maybe he'll sing and do the soundtrack for the series too. There we fucking go.
Oh my
He
God.
needs 5 titles. President of Creative Musical Convergence as well. Just toss it in
The
there.
musical convergence.
By the way,
It's all
in case it
Gregorian
matters-
chants done by Vin Diesel.
In case it matters, for the animated series, Vin Diesel is his role is Santiago.
Oh,
Now-
okay. So I guess
According to the IMDb for the animated series.
Interesting.
I believe it's the same character as Arc 2. So I think
Does
his character
anyone
is
know?
Santiago.
Does anyone know the plot of Ark?
I thought it was you
To
just
know-
get on an island
Is
with
it the
dinosaurs.
future? Is it the past? Is it a different dimension?
I thought it was like a Jurassic Park sort of situation where people
Jurassic
got left on an
Ark.
island. Huh?
I said Jurassic Ark.
Jurassic Ark.
It
That's
wasn't
pretty
good. Okay. Elise, please get us out of the arc.
I think I'm going to take the big topic for today, which is Cyberpunk 2077 saying, "Hey guys, sorry we released the game in a broken state. Gee, get a
Topic was
refund."
already taken.
G
We're a
Willikers.
little sorry.
G Willikers gamers, we're so sorry. We made a whoopsie.
We oopsie whoopsie. The code monkeys at our headquarters are working very hard.
Such a good meme.
Yeah, so they basically said, "Hey, sorry we released a game in a broken state. We promised you can get a refund for it."
Mhm.
And then all the storefronts were like, "What? No, what? You didn't work that out with us." So basically, you get a bunch of people who pre-ordered this game 5 years ago.
Yeah, 8
who-
million pre-orders.
When it comes out, it's in a broken, unfinished state. And they feel cheated and they're like, "Okay, I want a refund." And then, they go to Steam and Steam says, "Hey, you've played more than 2 hours. Side note, the game also had a bug. I don't know if it still exists, where if you close it, the executable will stay running, which keeps your fucking Steam time running."
Oh, that's very good. I didn't know that.
So that burned through people's refund timers as well. Yeah, they've got that. They've got PlayStation saying, "No, we don't do refunds," or we're just doing the normal refund policy we have. You've even got GOG. I've been seeing stories on Twitter where it's
Which is
like, "I
owned
asked
by
GOG," who are
CDPR.
owned by the same company. They're both owned by CD Projekt, who said basically, "Hey, can we give that in-game credit?" And when you're like, "No, can you send it to my PayPal?" They just didn't get back to these people for 5 days, or until this point. I
Mhm.
don't know if they have. GameStop. There's a piece on Vice Games by Patrick Klepek that basically put out a memo that said, "Hey, don't come to us looking for your refund. Go to CD Projekt." And
We-
CD Projekt's like, "What? We can't do that. You're the one that sold it."
GameStop's like, please, we physically can't give back your money. We don't have it.
This is just, oh, what a mess. On top of the mess that the game is in, on top of everything that's, happening there, that they come out and say, "Don't worry. Look, we're trying to work on this game that probably needed 5 more years in the oven already. We're gonna fix it. But if you don't trust us, you can get a refund." And then everyone
Yeah,
that
no.
every storefront saying, "No, no, you cannot."
Surprise, surprise. No, exactly. Really quick, Author I'm in the chat just gave us a subscription. Thank you very much. Good to I want to wait, Author Redeem, take away a point. It says, "I don't know what you're talking about, but I want to get away a point." Do you want to give a point or take away a point? Dan says it needed Duke Nukem Forever amount of time in the oven, I suppose. Yeah, it
Didn't it already have Duke Nukem?
it did. It was announced 7 years ago. Oh, there's this takeaway.
okay.
What the fuck?
I think technically it actually only started development in late 2018 and only started full development in 2019, even though it was revealed 8 years ago.
I think it started development in 2016 after Witcher 3 released in 2015.
Wait, so they announced
I think
the
it
game
started
4 years before
pre-production,
that?
planning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Alterheim
They
fucking
only
awakens
actually,
from
like,
the chamber and says, "I demand
Dedicated their team
violence."
to it in 2019.
Oh, Author says it's Cyberpunk's fault that he took away the point. but Dan gave the point back, so the good
All is
cyber
well.
giveth and the good cyber taketh away. Chris.
We're all very good at cyber.
Exactly. Chris, what would you like to talk about for your topic?
All right, it was a week of, big games, bad Vin Diesels, and big announcements from our good friends over at the Game Awards. So let's talk about Spotify being on the Epic Games Store.
Hey, just came under the radar. No pomp and circumstance.
In case you're unfamiliar, the Epic Game Store is a thing that you can have on your computer where you can buy and play video games created and owned and just put on their service by the Epic Games Corporation.
Mhm.
This includes the Fortnites. Kids love the Fortnites. And for some reason, they decided, hey, what if Spotify was also on this service? Spotify, that thing you can download to your computer or just use a web browser version of without having to download a separate Epic Games launcher just to launch your music sharing app. This is insanity and serves absolutely no purpose for literally anyone. But we're gonna do a little bit of a Christmas Carol action here, and we're gonna see 3 visions of what the fuck this could actually possibly be. The first one being this could be a cool way for Epic to sort of integrate playing music while you play your other video games. So while you're playing your Fortnite, you can have control of your Spotify all within Fortnite via the Epic Games service. You don't have to Alt tab or whatever the fuck. You can just open a tab, so they'll bind it to Teal Day or something, and Spotify will pop up and you can change your song or whatever the fuck. That's not gonna work. They're not gonna put that fucking work in. Are you kidding me?
The Epic Game Store, which still doesn't have a wish list, now has Spotify.
Exactly, yeah. That was what I was gonna say. This fucking program can't get anything right. I think you're gonna get integrated music working. Yeah, bullshit. 2, maybe they're gonna do some sort of cool thing where you can stream music via Spotify, stream while you're streaming, have music via Spotify in a way that won't get you permabanned from Twitch instantly.
I was about to make that joke. Yeah.
That's me, eighth dimension, 9th level, prayer dreaming, because that's not gonna fucking happen. But man, that'd be really cool. Or the third vision, which is I'm gonna call Christmas Yet to Come, is nothing. Nothing will come of this. What we're seeing right now, which is Epic Games adds Spotify to their service, is the last thing we're ever going to hear about this, because it is, except maybe the next thing you hear is Spotify removes itself from the Epic Games service. But that's it. This serves no purpose. This is for no one. I don't know who was paid money to do this, either Epic Games or Spotify, but they ripped the other person off 100%. This is a waste of time, effort, energy. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people that think I need to have a multi-platform for everything. I already own a computer. I can have 2 things open at once. It's not that fucking hard. It really isn't. I have 2 monitors, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Dan in the chat says, I was going to say Alt Tab is literally the easiest thing in the world. I am baffled by this.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'll do it right now. I did it.
And hey, guess what? Althorheim gives you a point. So, there you go.
Chaos.
The world moves on. Speaking of moving on, Pridge, the final topic of round 1. I appreciate the reaction to my excellent segue there. What would you like to talk about for your first topic?
All right, let's go right back to Cyberpunk.
Hey.
We went 5 whole minutes without talking about it. Way too long. Right back to Cyberpunk.
It demands it.
Tell us about those developers and their big fat bonus checks.
So, you want to know what's a really shitty business practice in the game industry? Conditioning bonuses on a game's review score.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the situation that Cyberpunk was dealing with. CD Projekt Red is that the developers had a extra pay bonus coming, but it was dependent on the game's critical score. Most specifically, its the aggregate score from Metacritic.
Mm-hmm.
And what they needed to have was a 90 or higher. And let me tell you, that's actually really hard to do on Metacritic. even really good games can still sit in high 80s because it aggregates from a lot of different sources.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this moment, as of last Friday, it actually still had a 90 on Metacritic, and that's from the Jason Schreier article I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that can still change. It's not a set number.
Mm-hmm.
So CD Projekt Red kind of realized that after lying about crunch, overworking its employees, and still releasing a buggy mess, maybe they shouldn't punish their employees more by withholding their bonuses based on review score. And they did away with this. And they did away with this policy, basically guaranteeing the bonuses no matter what.
Well,
well,
they did change it to the weird thing.
What they change it to?
It's like a weird token thing where you get a token based on like your supervisor can give out a token being like, oh, you worked really hard,
Christ.
so I'm going to give you a token. And then at the end of the development, you can cash in all your tokens for parts of like the big bonus pile, essentially. You'd be like, oh, well, I got 3 bonuses for working over on Saturdays. So
all
great.
Right, so I just finished reading the article and got to that exact part. I am now going to leave my computer to bash my head against the wall for the next 20 minutes straight. Because, oh my god, that's fucking worse.
It's worse! It is!
That's so much worse. Oh my
Fuck.
god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What? We're fucking at Chuck E. Cheese's now? You gotta play Skee-Ball to get your tickets and get your prize? What is this shit? CD Projekt Red, what the fuck? You fucking treat your employees like shit. Just give them the goddamn bonus.
Yep. So
This is
now
horrible.
So now the employee who like demonstrably is like, oh, sorry, I can't like wait till your like boss is walking by your cubicle and be like, sorry, honey, I can't come home for the son's birthday tomorrow. I gotta work on Cyberpunk. And then the boss is like, oh
get
shit,
my token, so
here's
I
your
can get
token.
the bonus.
Good job, soldier. Keep up the good work.
Oh my god.
And then
Remember
you're
we
like,
had the talk about the GameStop dancing competition.
this is that. This is that.
This is so much worse than that.
Yeah, it's actually worse. Unfortunately, Alderheim hates anyone who talks about Cyberpunk, so you do have to lose a point for that, Bridge. But
I lost a bit of my sanity after that. So
Oh my god.
what's one point?
I took psychic damage from that topic.
Unfortunately for everyone else, there is no more topics about Cyberpunk, so Author's Wrath cannot be felt again. David, what would you like to talk about? David, what would you like to talk about for your second
The
topic?
hidden
of the show?
Cyberpunk topic.
The hidden Cyberpunk topic. Nah, I'm kidding. Well, I guess it's tangentially related. Devotion going to GOG and then not going to GOG.
You know what? You're right. It is tangentially related.
As all things are.
It's the same company, but game we're not going to talk
Wait,
about.
it's all Cyberpunk? It always has been.
So there's an indie horror game made by a Taiwanese studio called Red Candle called Devotion that you may remember. I think we talked about it on the show a year or two ago, even.
It's been a while, yeah.
Could be wrong. It's been a while. But basically, it's a horror game where the studio that made it had accidentally left in an asset, or I think the image for the game for the store listing had a picture of Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, that's not cool in China.
No.
So instantaneously, basically, all the Chinese trolls got out there. The Chinese government got it delisted from Steam and a bunch of other places.
Mhm.
So it kind of went bye-bye, became very difficult to find. And GOG, it was earlier this week, I forget the day.
Mhm.
GOG had said, hey, Devotion is coming to GOG. And like a couple hours later, in another
So
tweet,
fast.
said, hey, remember how we said Devotion was coming to GOG? We got a lot of messages from gamers.
Yep.
Gamers.
Mm-hmm.
And those messages made it clear to us that we should not have Devotion on our platform. So we're not going to do that. Let me tell you what gamers means. It means China.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mhm.
The Chinese people and government were like, "Yo, GOG, you're gonna delist that game," and GOG's like, "But we want money." And here's the tangential cyberpunk relationship. Chinese government was like, "Hey, you know what? A bunch of people were buying cyberpunk illegally. That would be a real shame if we started to crack down on that."
Mm-hmm.
Then CDPR was like, "Ooh, you know, we're probably making more money from that than we'll make from Devotion."
Oh, 100% they are.
Well played, Winnie the Pooh.
Mhm.
We shall remove that from our store forthwith.
Yeah.
So it's gone, and this is fucking pathetic. Like, all of these platforms need to really stop just playing to China's hand. Like, and I don't even fucking mean video games. Realistically, the whole world needs to stop it. But like,
Yeah.
in our little world, Steam needs to stop playing to them. GOG needs to stop. Epic Games physically cannot, but needs to. Like, it's just not. It's not okay. If you want to have a like limited store in their region that doesn't have it, sure. There's a bunch of stores like that.
Mhm.
All of them literally do that in the EU and US. There's a bunch of games that are not listed in
Mhm.
certain areas because of different cultural beliefs and rules.
Mhm.
So just delist it in China. Problem solved. Don't have to remove it for the fun for everyone else just because some dictators like murmur. I don't like being compared to a bear with no pants who likes honey.
Xi Jinping woke up and saw this news and he said, "Oh, bother."
That one was good,
Oh,
Jack. I'll give you
no.
that one.
Elise, you're up again. What would you like to talk about for your second topic?
Yeah, let's talk about Codemasters.
Hey, I was
Um,
hoping you'd pick this topic.
She's the
Being
only one
the-
that knows anything
Yeah,
about
Exactly.
refunds.
This is true. Codemasters make some of the like biggest racing sims or simcade games,
Mhm.
depending on who you talk to. These are games like Project Cars, Dirt Rally, F1, and Dirt Grid. Some fucking great racing games that you've probably heard of. I say Project Cars, that's a different team that is owned by Codemasters. That was like bought by them last year or something.
Mhm.
They also, I think, own the. Could be wrong about that.
Sorry,
But they've
you cut out.
been
What were
up
you
in
saying?
the air for the past.
You
What's
think
that?
they own you think they own what? You
I
you
think
cut
they
out.
own the Need for Speed people.
Oh, wow.
EA does, yes.
Oh, yeah, yes, you're right.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought Codemasters would.
Oh, no,
Did-
Codemasters, I think, was the Burnout people, wasn't it?
It's something where
Well,
I
there
think
are a lot of things.
the people who worked on the Need for Speed franchise work at Codemasters, but EA owns the rights to the IP or something like that. Because I know racing fans, I
Okay,
saw them
that-
being
that would make
excited
sense.
of like, oh, they could actually
Yeah,
make those
their
games
big
again.
franchises are. Their big franchises are Dirt and Dirt Rally and F1
Mhm.
and Grid. Grid had a recent game. Grid is basically the like. I want to say Forza, but it's more arcadey than Forza.
Mm.
And then, Dirt Rally is rally games. F1 is obviously F1. That's like the official licensed F1 game that
Mhm.
is tied in every year with all the new like drivers and everything. It's a big showcase.
Sports, but for cars.
Anyway, they've been up in the air for the past couple months. There was a big $1 billion bid from Take-Two, who you know from owning Rockstar,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much it.
The only thing of major consequence. I think they own the NBA 2K things, right? Or they own some. They own some
do
other
they own
things.
2K?
Okay.
2K
yeah,
is owned by Take-Two.
Gotcha.
2K, they also make BioShock, don't they? Or they did when that was still a thing.
Take-Two owns BioShock, Borderlands, Civ, GTA,
Right.
2K, and the Red Dead series.
Yeah, so
Oh, and Xbox, apparently.
a $1 billion bid from them last month, but that didn't go through, and instead we've got EA buying them.
Mm-hmm.
So like Zach said earlier, this reunites some of the devs with their IPs. And I've actually heard from like on Facebook, one of the devs that works for Codemasters saying he doesn't expect this will actually be a big shift. This is just going to be, some more money injected. We'll see how that actually turns out. But if people inside aren't expecting the worst, I'm actually not expecting the worst either. And I'm hoping this is just a bit more money injected into a very talented group of developers. Because, those are some fucking good games.
It seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other major franchise sports or major racing franchises that they don't own are Forza and then I guess Gran Turismo, although I don't think Gran Turismo is nearly as big as it used to be.
Burnout?
Yeah, Forza, Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo is a PlayStation exclusive, and Forza is
an Xbox
it's
exclusive.
on PC, but no one plays it on PC.
Yeah.
Because if you want to play Forza, then you should really be playing Assetto Corsa or
Listen, I'm glad we had you to talk about racing games because I literally the car goes zoom. Yeah. Car goes burr.
Forza it's close enough to being a sim that you should really
try to experience
you
it like a
probably
sim.
just want to play a sim.
Yeah,
and if you want to play Forza Horizon, then that's its own thing. But who wants to play Forza Horizon?
Chris, you are the late breaking news boy, but now you're the current breaking topic boy. Tell us about what you want to talk about next.
Well, let's take it from the talk, baby. Let's talk about that liar Doug Bowser saying Nintendo probably isn't making a Switch Pro.
That filthy liar Doug Bowser.
that murderous bastard Doug Bowser. So Doug Bowser says in a press release, basically saying, we don't know what we're doing right now. We're probably not making a new console. I mean, look, the Switch is doing really good, and so is Switch Lite. Allow me to translate from Bowserese to everyone
Bowserese.
Doug Bowser, looking at the wall of Switch product behind him at his desk, looking at his wallet, looking at all his emails from everyone in Nintendo corporate, says, "Look at all this fucking money. What? Why would we commit to anything? Look at all this fucking money. We can do whatever we want right now." Basically, Nintendo doesn't know if they're making a Switch Pro, is how I chose to interpret this topic, because they haven't decided if they've made enough money out of the Switch yet to go ahead and switch gears to the Switch 2, better be called the Super Switch, I swear to Christ, or if they should just make a Switch Pro with slightly beefier specs just to juice that sweet, sweet money out of all you sweaty nerds who want a second fucking Switch, which is me included, man.
Yeah. Same.
Hey, Doug. You got any of those Switch 2s laying around? Yeah, Nintendo is making a absolute just shit rock amount of money to the point where they don't really have to care. That's kind of Nintendo's whole thing, is not giving a shit about what Sony and Microsoft are doing.
I was going to say, look at it this way: they're the only company that doesn't have to offer refunds for Cyberpunk.
They just added Among Us to their platform fucking 8 months late, and guess what? It was the #1 selling game on the eShop this week.
Jesus Christ!
Doug Bowser says, "Look at all this fucking money." Basically, yeah, I do think that Doug, despite being a lying bastard, isn't actually lying here, and he does in fact mean that, yeah, we're probably not making the Switch Pro. If we do, we might actually. I have a distinct feeling we're gonna get some real Nintendo bullshit here, and they're gonna release the Super Switch, but there's gonna be games that are available for both the Switch and the Super Switch. And there's the Switch Pro, which can't run Super Switch games, but is a beefier version of the regular Switch. All this happening much too close together in overlapping times to confuse the hell out of you, because we're Nintendo, and when has buying a console and playing a video game ever needed to be a simple experience? Would you like to buy some peripherals? How about a third-party USB attachment that lets you plug an Ethernet cable into our Switch? Because we won't let you run the thing off Ethernet. Oh, but at professional fighting game tournaments for our video game, we will require those if you want to play Smash Bros.
Yeah, even in describing the Super Switch and the Switch Pro, there you kind of confuse me on what the scheme is, the SKU of the game. So Yeah, as long as they don't make it so you have to buy it to play Breath of the Wild 2, I think they're going to be okay. We are running long. Pridge, bring us home.
Hey, God, it's finally time for the most important topic on here. Sonic
We
the
already
Hedgehog.
talked about
Sonic the
Vin Diesel.
Hedgehog.
The
Year of
Netflix.
Sanic, baby.
It is the year of Sonic.
Well, now, as we get ready to say goodbye to 2020, we get ready to say goodbye to the year of Sonic, which I'm pretty sure included almost no Sonic whatsoever.
Yep.
We were supposed to receive new announcements on the 20th of every month up until the end of the year, because next year is actually Sonic's 30th anniversary. So I guess the year of Sonic was really just like the year of Sonic before the actual year of Sonic. I don't know. It's really weird. Sega makes no sense.
Sonic also got COVID.
They also make no money.
That is also, both of those points are also true. But the specific thing is that randomly, I forget what day was it exactly. Can't remember, like the 10th or something. Who knows? Who really cares?
Mhm.
NX, which is Netflix's like nerd brand of like where it talks about anime and shit, weeb stuff. So the good stuff, basically. So NX is like, hey, there's a Sonic animated series coming in 2022. And then, like, if you went to go check that exact tweet, 5 minutes later, just kidding, it was deleted. And what was really funny is everyone's like, oh, hey, it was the 10th, because everyone's like, oh, maybe that was
Gotta be announced for the Game Awards.
It's supposed to be talked about at the Game Awards. That was also not true, because I watched the Game Awards. There was no announcement for a Sonic anything, let alone a Sonic animated series. So maybe it's supposed to get released on the 20th, because that was their original plan, to talk about things on the 20th of every month. Again, really makes no sense. Don't know why they pretended this year was supposed to be important when next year's the 30th anniversary. It would have made much more sense just to be like, hey, next year there's cool stuff happening.
That's a good point.
So yeah, will there be a Sonic animated series? Probably. Does anyone really care? Not really. It's Sonic. It hasn't done anything good in a really long time. It hasn't made a game since 2018, and that wasn't good.
No.
And the one before that wasn't good.
Hey, but Sonic Generations, which came out on the Xbox 360, that's how old that game is.
So I
It's
guess
not
what
a
I'm
good
trying
game.
to say is happy Sonicmas, Sonic Kwanzaa,
Sonic Kwanzaa.
Happy Sonic the Hedge Hanukkah to everyone.
Fuck, that's really good.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's a winner. That is going to do it for this show, though, which means David, Elise, and Pridge, it's time to go home and become a family man, because this week's winner is Chris.
Already in my house.
What did I even do to win this week?
Bitch
about Doug Bowser.
Yeah, you went off on this Switch, and
Going
said something funny
going
the
off
first
on
round.
tangents tends to be how I win the show.
that tends to be how most people win this show.
That's fair.
Are you ready for your minute to win it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, please take it
All right.
away.
A lot of people are going to tune out during this, so go ahead and follow us at Around the Monitor. It's at Round the Monitor on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks, we appreciate it. All right, so professional wrestling, motherfuckers. Let me just. I watched NXT Takeover 2 weeks ago. It was pretty fucking good. The women's division of NXT is such fucking ass right now because there's nothing to fucking do except chase the one goddamn title. Let female wrestlers compete for the goddamn regular ass world title. The division of gender-based titles is the worst thing hurting WWE right now. It's fucking terrible. Don't support WWE. Go watch something else. Just saying. But God, it is fucking abysmal. Just the old-fashioned like men and women can't compete in the same thing is ridiculous. It's fucking theater. It's fake. Drop the fucking belt. It's not goddamn real. This was for no one but me. I just needed to yell about this.
Well, thank you for that anyways. Important things to announce. Tomorrow, as we've hinted, yes, we are going to be doing an episode of Around the Controller. David, would you like to briefly talk about that?
Yeah, we're going to do a deep dive because honestly, this news is not really enough to cover all of the shit show and the game itself entirely on Cyberpunk and CDPR. So we'll do our normal rigmarole, and then we're gonna dive into a giant pile of shit.
It's gonna be wild. We also have a very, very big video essay by our main man Chris here. That's
It's currently sitting at 16 minutes in my Premiere file. About 30 to go.
hey, I'm legit impressed you've gotten that much done already. I've got another video coming up before the end of the year. Should be on Snowhead Temple from Majora's Mask.
Both of these will be out before the end of the year. I'm expecting one of them. I don't know which one will probably be like maybe a December 31st special or something like that. Don't put too much salt in that, but they'll both be out before the end of the year. Look forward to it. We got a lot of stuff coming out. These are big videos.
He means end of the financial year, which does mean March 2021.
This video is gonna be done next week, asshole.
And this was the last episode of Around the Monitor for the year because next week's Christmas, the week after that's New Year's, and also there's just not gaming news doesn't really happen at this time of year. Everybody goes home. So
Everyone goes and beats with their families and exchanges their tokens for prizes. I mean bonuses.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you for watching and supporting us and all that. We really, really appreciate it. So thank you. We'll have some probably really cool news to announce at the beginning of the new year. So be on the lookout for that. But if that's it, until next time, this has been Around the Monitor. See you next year.